Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from the Westgate Resort and Casino here in Las Vegas, where I'm checking out the food court over at their SuperBook. Super happy to have you along. I'll see you inside. All right, everyone, and here I am seated at the SuperBook at the Westgate Las Vegas. This is the largest sportsbook in the world. It's incredible. This racing sportsbook is over 30,000 square feet with an enormous screen that's capable of producing 56 simultaneous broadcasts. Now, when it comes to watching great sports, you have to have some great food, and so the SuperBook here at the Westgate offers 3 distinct eateries in their food court. You have Draft Sports Bar and Grill, as well as Cordovano Joe's New York Pizza, and Nacho's Tacos. These are the cheapest eats available at the Westgate, and I'm looking forward to showing you all of them today because you know how it goes in my videos. Every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. So I'm gonna get a nice variety, and together we'll see what the SuperBook food is all about. I think I'm gonna kick things off with some pizza first. I'll see you in a little bit when it arrives. Alright everyone, now I just got my pizza order. Let me give you a view. Now slices are sold in pairs, however you are able to mix and match between the recipes. That's very nice. I've got their pepperoni, their supreme, their barbecue chicken, as well as a cheese slice. And I can always go for a good slice of pizza. Let's try this. First I'll start with the cheese pizza. Now they certainly didn't skimp on the cheese on this slice. And they also have a squirt of what I'm assuming is ricotta here. Let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, not bad. The crust has a bit of a toasty exterior, a slight crisp, and a slightly dense but airy center. I don't know if I would classify this as a New York slice. It's certainly a lot thicker than what I recall in the Big Apple. And I could use a little bit more flavor with the crust as well. A very straightforward tomato sauce here. There's a little hint of sweetness. Though relatively well seasoned, it's not a bland sauce. And while it does have some garlic in there, I think it could benefit a little bit more from some herbs like oregano, but not a bad sauce. I really like the cheese on this pizza. It's rich, nice salty flavor. Also a little toasty on the top, providing a bit of a nutty flavor. Very reminiscent of the cheese on the cheese pizza at Costco. The ricotta cheese is a nice addition. You certainly get a little bit more of that tangy flavor when you have it on the bite. Now this is certainly not the best pizza I've ever had, but it's definitely not the worst. A good middle of the road cheese slice here. Next we'll do the barbecue chicken pizza. I am a huge fan of barbecue chicken pizza. I really enjoy this particular recipe. Let's see how it is here at the SuperBook. Yeah, that's not bad. Now we've already discussed the crust, so let's talk about the sauce next. The barbecue chicken pizza does not come with your standard tomato sauce, but the sauce layer comes as a barbecue sauce. A nice sweet and tangy barbecue sauce, although I think I would prefer a little bit more of a bold flavor here. But in general, it's a fine barbecue sauce. The chicken on this pizza is actually incredibly good. Not only is it tender and quite juicy, but there's something very akin to a smoky chipotle seasoning on it that has a lot of great flavor. The chicken on this barbecue chicken pizza is very good. Now, while you do have some pickled red onions here, unfortunately they've been cooked so thoroughly that they've lost a lot of that tangy flavor that you're looking for. Something to help cut through a little bit of the richness in that barbecue sauce. The cilantro here does provide a nice added freshness, but I think my biggest issue is actually with the bacon. While I'm usually a fan of bacon on most things, because the chicken in this recipe is so good, it's a bit of a shame when the salty flavors of the bacon take over. Not a bad barbecue chicken pizza here though. I actually really like that chicken. Okie doke, next up we're doing the classic. This is pepperoni pizza. I think pepperoni pizza has always been my classic go-to. I imagine it is for many others as well. Hopefully it's good here at the SuperBook. Yeah, not bad. I think the more I'm trying the pizza here, the more I want from this crust. It has a bit of an identity crisis. It's not exactly thin like it should be for a New York style slice, but if it was going to be thicker, I would appreciate just much more of a developed and dense dough. Having it somewhere in the middle, it just isn't all that satisfying. I really do like the cheese here. It's definitely the best part of the pizzas at Cordovano Joe's. Rich, salty, and gooey. It's very enjoyable. We've got pretty standard, slightly spicy, salty pepperonis here, adding a nice savory layer to the pizza. A solid middle-of-the-road pepperoni slice right there. All right, everyone, now the last slice I'm trying from Cordovano Joe's is gonna be their supreme. Looks like we've got mushrooms, bell pepper, sausage, and olives in addition to that pepperoni here. And fortunately, it looks like a nice mix of toppings here right at the front. Let's give it a shot. actually quite good. Easily, this has been my favorite pizza so far. The range of flavors are working really well here. You get a nice earthiness from the mushrooms, as well as a little bit of a caramelized sweetness coming from those peppers. A nice salty brininess coming from the olives, but it's the Italian sausage that's adding the most flavor here. You can definitely taste the additional fennel here, and it really does bring a new dimension of flavor to the pizza. The sausage is a bit crumbly. I wish there was a lot more chunky pieces of it. Easily my favorite slice here at Cordovano Joe's. This is a good one. All right, everyone, now that's all of the pizza slices I'm trying today. I'm gonna take a couple more bites and then box this up to go because we're gonna try some Mexican food next. Don't go anywhere because Nacho Tacos are coming up. And welcome back, everyone. I just got my order from Nacho Tacos. This is actually looking really good. Let me give you a view. I got a tray of nachos topped with their pork carnitas, an order of 3 tacos filled with their shredded chicken, as well as a burrito bowl filled with their beef barbacoa. I love Mexican food, and this is looking really good. Let's go in. First off, I'm going in on their barbacoa beef bowl. There's a lot going on this bowl. Got a nice lettuce blend, guacamole, sour cream, as well as corn and black beans with this barbacoa. Let's give it a taste. Okay, that is really good. I actually love everything about this taco bowl. You got a nice crisp lettuce blend, along with some very fresh pico de gallo. A nice, cool, tangy flavor coming from that sour cream, as well as a creamy richness coming from the guacamole. The guacamole especially has a lot of really great flavor. There's a fair amount of heat to it, a nice spice level, and very well seasoned. A little bit garlicky and a nice bright acidity here as well. It's actually a very good guacamole. The roasted corn and black bean mix here is really great. That roasted corn providing a slightly smoky sweetness, and you definitely get a nice earthiness coming from the black beans here. Let's talk about this beef barbacoa. It's really good. Ultra tender, nearly falling apart in your mouth. A perfectly soft braised beef here. The texture is fantastic. Being braised, it's also a very juicy beef, incredibly satisfying to eat. There's a nice smoky element to this barbacoa. You can tell that they properly stewed down the chilies to develop this flavor, and the Mexican oregano in the recipe is very flavorful. It's quite aromatic. I really like this taco bowl. Not only is it gargantuan, but the beef barbacoa is fantastic. I really like that. Next up, we're going in on the nachos. A place called Nacho Tacos has to have good nachos, right? I have this topped with pork carnitas, and it looks like a fairly straightforward nacho here. Some nacho cheese sauce as well as shredded cheese, jalapenos, and a pico de gallo. Let's see how it is. Yeah, that's not bad. Now they're using store-bought tortilla chips here, so you don't exactly have that super robust corn flavor, but they aren't stale, they have a nice crisp to them, but unfortunately there is definitely a hint of that manufactured taste. The nacho cheese sauce is fine. I believe it's the same nacho cheese sauce you might find in one of those cans. A little bit salty, just a little bit spicy, and a bit of a thick, creamy texture to it. I can't say I can distinguish the flavors between it and the shredded cheese, but I can certainly appreciate the look as well as just having additional cheese there. No real problems with the pico de gallo. They're certainly using fresh tomatoes. They are ripe and juicy with a bit of a firm texture, although it is a tad underseasoned. I think I can appreciate a little bit more flavor there. I think the pork carnitas are pretty decent. Slightly tough. I think I would appreciate a little bit more of a tender pork, but it is very moist and juicy. Now, while it does have a bit of a smoky flavor, I think I would have appreciated if the pork had a little bit more of a robust taste. While it's not bad, I'd say a pretty standard average nacho here. Alrighty everyone, now the last dish to try from Nacho Tacos is gonna be their chicken taco. This looks very much like a street taco. Looks like you've got cilantro and onions between the tortillas here, and a pretty good looking chicken tinga. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's pretty tasty. Now we have store-bought flour tortillas here, and so while it's nothing special, it's still holding the taco together properly. It's doing its job. A little bit of bite coming from that raw onion, as well as a little bit of freshness from the cilantro. No real issues with that. The standard elements of the street taco are fine. I'm pretty impressed with the chicken tinga here. A tender and juicy chicken meat with a smoky and savory yet slightly tangy seasoning blend with a nice peppery note in the middle of the bite. The chicken really does have a nice texture here. It's incredibly satisfying to eat. If the tortilla had a little bit more flavor, I think this could be an incredible street taco. Now the tacos are served with some sides, some rice and beans. Let's give those a shot, starting with the rice. I'd say that's just okay. Some long grain rice here, a bit starchy, and also a tad overcooked. The rice does have a bit of a gummy texture. I would like a little more from that. I wouldn't say the rice is seasoned, although I do think it may have been cooked in some kind of a chicken broth. There's a mild savoriness to it. And while mild flavored rice is not too big of an issue for me, unfortunately the texture just leaves a lot to be desired. Not the best rice in my book, I think it's just okay. Alright everyone, now the last bite I'm trying from Nacho Taco today is going to be the pinto bean side. A nice looking pinto bean side here. I've got some on the fork. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Nicely cooked pinto beans here. Very soft, easy to go through. I do like that. They've been able to retain their nice earthy flavors of the pinto bean dish here. The recipe is also very well seasoned. Nice levels of salt and pepper, as well as garlic. There is a nice garlicky flavor here. A lot of flavor and a well-cooked pinto bean. That's a great side right there. All right, everyone, now that's all the food I'm trying from Nacho Taco today. Just a couple more bites out of the boxes up to go because we still have one more eatery to check out. Don't go anywhere because Draft, Sports Bar, and Grill Express is coming up next. Welcome back everyone. Now I just got my last round of food and this is looking really good. Let me give you a view. I've got a cheeseburger as well as a foot-long hot dog and a spicy chicken sandwich. You have options between crinkle cut french fries as well as onion rings, so we got both of them here. Some very classic looking bar and grill food here. Let's go in. Alrighty, first up we're going in on the foot-long hot dog. A massive hot dog here with a black sesame seed bun. I'm a ketchup mustard relish kind of dude. Let's see how this is. Oh yeah, that's really good. They're using name brand Nathan's hot dogs here and a full beef frank at that. It's very good. A little bit of a snap to the casing and a very nice meaty sausage inside. A little bit salty, very savory. A good hot dog frank there. The bun here is store-bought, however it's not too bad. It's been toasted nicely, a light application of butter provides some richness. The bread is inherently a little bit sweet. And you also get a slight nuttiness from the sesame seeds here as well. A solid foot-long hot dog there, I like that just fine. Now at Draft Sports Bar Express, you do have your choice between onion rings or french fries when it comes to these handhelds. Let's try the french fries first. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of those french fries. Very obviously store-bought. Their texture clearly indicates that they've been frozen before. A little bit floppy, not the best crunch here. And what should be a pillowy center is actually quite dense and mushy. That said, the fries have been well seasoned, a nice level of salt here. But even the starchy flavors of the potato that you should be tasting are quite muted. Not the biggest fan of these french fries, unfortunately. Next up, we're trying the cheeseburger. A pretty classic looking double cheeseburger here. I have a pretty good idea of how this is going to taste. Let's see if my predictions are correct. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Now I wouldn't expect anything too gourmet from the buns here. They're all obviously store-bought, but the sesame seeds certainly provide a nice nuttiness here, and you do have a soft and sweet bread here. Ever so slightly toasted on the inside. For a store-bought burger bun, it's not bad. The produce in this burger is just fine. The lettuce is crisp. The tomatoes have a nice bright flavor. The pickles are sour and tangy. The vegetables are just fine and bring a nice bright freshness to the burger. They've used American cheese here, which to me is the perfect cheese for a burger. Nice and rich, melty and salty. It's very good here. The burger patties are also quite good. While you may not have the most gourmet cuts of meat grinded into this burger, it's still very meaty and satisfying to eat. It's a very well seasoned burger. They've done a great job there. I'd say that's a pretty standard cheeseburger here. That's just fine. Alrighty, and the last side I'm going to be trying today is going to be the onion rings. A pretty standard looking onion ring here. I'm pretty sure if these follow the theme of the bread, these were probably pre-packaged, but they certainly feel crispy. Let's give them a try. Yep, those are just fine. Exactly what I was expecting with these onion rings. I want to say that any restaurant in America that's not using their own homemade onion rings are likely using this brand. It's a very reminiscent flavor. I'm sure many of you have tried it. They did apply a nice fry job, perfectly crispy on the outside. It's a very satisfying crunch. You definitely get the sweetness of the onions in the center here. They didn't fry it into absolute oblivion. This is a perfectly fine onion ring here. Okie doke, my friends. Now the last bite I'm gonna be trying today is gonna be their spicy chicken sandwich. This is absolutely massive. Served with a coleslaw inside, and I certainly love my spicy chicken sandwiches. Let's see how it is. Oh, okay, that's actually really good. Now we do have the same store-bought bun as the burger here. It has been prepared nicely, toasted on the inside with a little bit of butter. The bread is fine. I'm actually in love with this chicken. Firstly, there's a wonderful fry job here, a marvelously crispy exterior, as well as an incredibly tender and juicy chicken in the center. I really commend the fry job on this chicken. It's incredible. The chicken does have a nice level of spice, a bit of a lingering heat. It doesn't exactly hit you up front, but that slow burn cayenne really makes its way onto your palate toward the middle of the bite, and the spice does not relent anytime soon after. That spicy fried chicken is well balanced by the cool and creamy coleslaw here. Crisp vegetables tossed in an appropriate amount of mayonnaise provides richness, and just a little bit of vinegar in that slaw to cut through the spice of that sandwich. A well-balanced bite and a lot of good flavors here. The spicy chicken sandwich is actually quite good. I'm a fan of that one. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for all of the food I'm trying today at the SuperBook at the Westgate Las Vegas. While food courts don't always serve the most gourmet meals, I certainly had some items I really enjoyed today. Top of the list is gonna be the beef barbacoa bowl. I thought their beef barbacoa recipe was really good. Ultra tender beef, deep smoky chili flavors, tender, juicy, and incredibly flavorful. I like that beef barbacoa a lot. The spicy chicken sandwich also impressed me today. I found myself to be a huge fan of that fried chicken breast. The seasoning and flavor was really great. Now the food court here at the SuperBook is the most budget-friendly option at the Westgate Resort. And so if you're looking to save a couple bucks on food while staying on property, this is definitely the spot you're gonna wanna come to. All right, my friends, now that does it for this Saturday video where I continue my quest to vlog every single restaurant here on the Las Vegas Strip as well as downtown on Fremont Street. Coming this Tuesday, I'm going to be exploring another local restaurant here in the Las Vegas Valley. Make sure you come back for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great week, and I hope you enjoyed Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.